Good morning, sir. Good morning to everyone. Myself, B.keerthi from CSM department. I'm here to give the presentation about a smoking strategy topic. Problem is in a big city, 325 men out of 600 men were found to be smokers. So it is the problem in the probability and the statistics. And here we are going to discuss about the smoking strategies. Introduction to smoking strategies. The presentation explored the smoking habits of a men in the big city. We will analyze the data of a 325 smoker out of 600 survived men. The goal is to determine if these information support the claim about the smoking prevalence. So understanding the sample size, a sample size of 600 men provides a significant data set of analysis. The larger the sample size, the more reliable the conclusion drawn. We will consider the implementation of in the sample size of our finding. Smoking prevalence calculations. The proportions of a smoker is these samples can be calculated. 325 out of 600 simplifies to approximately 54.17 percentage will get the answer for this question. So the percentage will be crucial in assessing the smoking prevalence. So context of a smoking rate. Comparative data shows the average smoking rates in a urban areas. Understanding the city culturals and the social economic factors is essential. This context will help the interpret our finding on smoking prevalence. So implications of the smoking. Smoking is an association by the human's health risk. Understanding the impact on the public health is essential. This provides a backdrop of the significance of a smoking rates. So community attributes towards the smoking. The local cultural can influence the smoking behavior. Attributes towards the smoking can either the encouraging or the discouraging it. We will explore how these attributes related to our data. Gender difference in smoking. Men typically have the higher smoking rates than women. Understanding the gender dynamic is the crucial when analyzing the smoking data. This context will help evaluate the significance of our finding. Limitations of the study. Every study has a limitation that must be acknowledged. This would include the sample bias, demography representations, and the more. Recognizing the limitations help the frame our conclusion accurately. So community engagement strategies. Engaging the community can raises the awareness about the smoking risk. Strategies could include the our reach grow programs and educational campaigns. Community involvement is key to decreasing the smoking rates. So the problem is whether the data support the conclusion that the majority of the men in the city are smokers. We need to carefully analyze the given information. So the given data, total number of men in the city 600, number of smokers is 325. So step 1, calculate the proportions of the smokers. To determine the whether the majority of the men are smokers, we need to calculate the percentage of the men who smokes. So in this problem, we can know that how many people are smoking and how many men are being in the city by the smokers. So we need to calculate this problem. So the formula to calculate the percentage of the smoker is, so here is the problem formula, percentage of the smoker. So number of smokers by total number of men smokers. So substituting the values. So here we can see that number of smokers is 325 and the total number of men are 600. So into 100, so we'll get the answer of the 54.17 percentage. So step 2 further comparing the percentage with the definition of the majority. The team majority typically means more than 50. So after we are getting the percentage of the smokers as on 54.70. So in the step 2 we have to compare with the percentage majority with the more than 50%. So they'll get 54.17 percentage of the men in the city or the smokers, which is greater than the 50%. So here we can see that step 2 is then about the comparing the 50%. So the answer is the 54.17. So the it is more than the 50% of the smokers are there in the city of the men. So conclusion for this, since 54.17% is greater than 50%, we can conclude that the majority of the men in the city are the smokers. So after we are getting the answer, if we get the answer below the 50%, then we can know that their majority of the peoples are smoking lesser than the in the cities. So but it is the greater than 50, so we can conclude that the majority of the men are in the city or the smokers. The data supports the conclusion that the majority of the men in the city are the smokers. So conclusion for the data analysis. The data shows a significant smoking prevalence among men in the city. These prevalence may support or contradict the Pew claim depending on its specifics, and we must analyze the data in the conjunctions with the claim for the clarity. So thank you for giving this opportunity, sir.